Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. We know this year has been really hard on our kids and their families. The fact that our public schools haven't opened is really challenging. And we are seeing the impacts every day as our kids fall further and further behind. As a city, while we don't control the schools, we have been providing a much needed support as much needed support as we can to help get them open. Right now, we are working with the district to help set up their testing system. We have shared funding and staff to help their facilities get ready, and we will do whatever we can to get our classrooms open. I know it's not easy, but it's for the good of our entire community and for our kids and families, and nothing matters more. But back in summer, when it was clear our schools weren't going to be open this fall, we knew we had to do something for our kids who really were struggling with distance learning, including my niece and nephew. My nephew is 6 years old, my niece is 15 years old, which is why we launched this Community Hubs initiative. As this first semester of the Community Hubs initiatives comes to a close, we have an opportunity to look back on all that we've accomplished with this incredible program. As I've said when we first started this program, it takes a village to get our children the support and resources they need to thrive. And that is especially true during a pandemic. Thankfully, we have an incredible village right here in San Francisco. In a matter of weeks, we created the Community Hubs program and got it up and running with the help of community organizations, many city departments, and private partners. I especially want to thank Maria Sue from the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, and Phil Ginsberg from the Recreation and Parks Department, who partnered and stepped up and really drove this program from the beginning. Thanks to the hard work of everyone involved over the past 3 months of operation, we've served 2,000 students at 78 locations throughout the city. That's 2,000 students who have been able to get help with distance learning, receive healthy food and snacks, and most importantly, have a place to go where they could just be around other kids their own age. That's thousands of San Francisco parents who can focus on working during the day, knowing their children are being looked after. These hubs have made a difference in people's lives, and they have been safe, even during this challenging time. From day one, keeping our young people in the hub staff safe and healthy has been our top priority. The community hubs follow very strict health and safety protocols. And I'm so proud to say that so far, there hasn't been one single COVID-19 outbreak at any of our hubs. That's thanks to the hard work of the hub staff and our Department of Public Health, who worked with DCYF on the hub's health and safety plan. The lessons we've learned at the hubs can inform the hard work that we're doing right now to reopen our public schools. While some people are questioning whether that's safe to bring our public school students back to the classroom, it's important to keep in mind that we haven't had any outbreaks at these hubs or at the private schools that have already opened for in-person learning. Yes, we know it's hard and it will take a lot of work, but I believe we can and we must open in-person learning in a safe way as soon as possible. Along with health and safety, we've emphasized the importance of equity throughout our response to COVID, and that applies to our hubs as well. The Community Hubs initiative was created specifically to serve the highest need students in San Francisco. We wanted to reach kids and families who really needed that extra help and support and who are the most vulnerable. Our children are already struggling and falling behind. With focused enrollment at the hubs, we reach many students who otherwise would have a really hard time with distance learning. Over 400 students are residents of public housing. 150 students, sadly, are homeless. 64 live in SROs, single room occupancy hotels where it's crowded conditions. 18 are foster youth, and 287 require language support that is provided by the hubs. And we've been successfully enrolling students from historically underserved communities, 96% of the students are children of color. As we realized that COVID-19 wasn't going to make distance learning the new normal for our students, we worked with our department. As we realized that COVID-19 was going to make distance learning the new normal for our students, we worked with our Department of Technology to stock the hubs with devices and ensure city sites were connected to the internet. Our digital equity initiative worked to make sure that the hubs had what they need for kids to log on and participate in distance learning. Comcast has been an incredible partner with the Community Hubs Initiative, and they worked with more than 30 community organizations to connect the hub sites with high-speed internet. When a hub site was going to be without internet due to an issue with another internet service provider, Comcast technicians showed up, they got the job done, so the kids could participate in distance learning. In addition to connecting sites with internet, they've also contributed to Give to SF to support digital literacy and other service, and we're truly grateful for their partnership. And today, Comcast has committed to giving 800 brand new computers to our students that come from these underserved communities. So that is an incredible partnership, and we are grateful, and you'll hear from them in just a moment. Thanks to our village, these students have a place where they can go, where they know they'll have reliable internet access, a computer that works, and a healthy meal to eat. Now, I'd like to introduce Maria Sue, the Director of the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, who, along with her colleagues at the Rec and Park Department and the library, has been instrumental in creating the hubs and keeping the program running. Maria?
Good morning, and thank you, Madam Mayor, for that lovely introduction. Actually, I struggle to believe that it's been 40 weeks since you issued that shelter-in-place order back in March. Thanks to your steadfast leadership and vision, the city and county of San Francisco has been a model for the nation on how we keep our residents safe, healthy, and resilient. As you shared, San Francisco will recover from this COVID-19 pandemic, but that recovery will take some time, and it really depends on all of us, all of our behaviors and our actions. It will take all of us to support each other, to stand up for each other, and to do what's right for each other. I am so proud to be partnering with my city departments, your city departments, Madam Mayor, the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, our Recreation and Parks Department, the San Francisco Public Library, along with countless other city departments, our school district, our community partners, and our private sector partners to join forces and to do our part to ensure the safety, health, and well-being of our city's most vulnerable children and youth are met. We answered your call to action, Madam Mayor, and stood up the Community Hubs Initiative for Youth with a lot of support from our partners at the Department of Public Health. Our highest need children are receiving the very necessary in-person supports with their distance learning curriculum and getting the much needed enrichment activities and social well-being supports. As we all understood now about the distance learning efforts this past spring has increased the historic disparities in our communities. Many of our students who were already facing large achievement gaps saw the divide widen. Family supports, access to device, and access to reliable internet were all barriers to engagement. With equity and digital access at the forefront of our minds, we moved quickly to try and stem the COVID avalanche of learning loss and mental well-being that we knew were hitting our children. I am so happy to share that today we celebrate the Community Hub Initiative's completion of this school year's first semester. For the past 14 weeks, our 78 hubs have provided an extended circle of educational, social, emotional, and family supports as children and youth were surrounded by kind, caring adults who provided a safe and nurturing environment for learning, play, and lots of fun. The initiative's success in maintaining health and safety protocols across all 78 hub sites provided meaningful data for the Department of Public Health and the city's COVID command as we continue to support our schools to reopen safely. While 2020 has certainly not been an ordinary year, it has certainly brought out the extraordinary, especially when it comes to our collaborative partners that are here serving our communities day in and day out. Throughout the pandemic, our community partners have consistently been on the front lines, rapidly responding to the needs of our communities by providing essential supports. They are our San Francisco Youth Development first responders. I want to join the mayor in thanking Comcast and our other partners as we are so grateful for your support and so proud to welcome you into the mayor's village. Together, we make San Francisco a great place to grow up, even during this pandemic. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Maria. As I have said before, our community partners have been essential in taking care of our kids at these sites day after day. Now I'd like to introduce Betty Seals Ashbury, who works for the Embarcadero YMCA. The Y has been a great partner with the city throughout our response to COVID, and they're providing staffing at various hubs, including at the Treasure Island Community YMCA. Thank you, Betty, and welcome.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Maria Sue. It is such a honor to be here speaking about our work at the Treasure Island Community Hub. I first and foremost want to thank the families and caregivers that entrust us with the care of their young people. It is the most awesome and humbling responsibility, particularly during this time while we are figuring out how to get through a pandemic that none of us were ever anticipating or prepared for. We on the island, our community is going through an enormous amount of physical transformation. And with that comes feelings of separation from the city and isolation and an uncertainty. And all of that is compounded during this pandemic. For us at the Community YMCA, figuring out a way of remaining stable and consistent was an imperative and an urgent call to action for all of us and my team on the island, working 7 days a week as we led up to the launch of our hub. It has been an overwhelming lift and kind of a beautiful singular investment from all of the community partners to see their interest and investment in caring for our most vulnerable kids. And that has been evidenced in the way DCYF has showed up to help through the planning process. San Francisco Beacon Initiative has supported us all in our visioning. We've had obviously the city departments led by Mayor London Breed drive this initiative. And at the center of it, as Maria was saying, are our youth development workers and professionals. They are reimagining and innovating creative ways to keep young people safe and healthy and engaged during this time in a space and in a context where they can't necessarily touch or be close or play in the ways that we're used to. And they have done an incredible job. We are managing multiple children's schedules on a daily basis, getting them engaged with their school day and learning skills about safety, community responsibility, and care for one another and compassion. And it has been so beautiful and meaningful to see this happen. I think that this work can't be done on behalf of one individual entity, but as I said, it has been a singular kind of focus around the safety and care for young people that are vulnerable. And it has been so rewarding and refreshing. And I feel so proud and humble by the fact that our staff have been safe, our young people have been safe. We haven't experienced any COVID outbreaks. We haven't even experienced COVID exposure based on hub participation. And so we are so excited to continue and to keep partnering. And we are so supported by all of the partners and the work that has come our way. Comcast has been out to us within days, making sure our internet could support the 36 young people that we have in our hub and support getting technology homes to our families. We've worked with island partners to distribute food and deliver packages and provide virtual opportunities for families that aren't actually in our physical space. So while this time has been scary and unprecedented, it has also been, I think, triumphant in how we can come together and what we can do for our young people when we are facing this kind of challenge. And I want to say thank you and again appreciate the caregivers and the families that entrust us with their children, and the youth workers and activists and organizers who are in the center of all of this, making it happen.
Thank you so much, Betty. Next, we really want to highlight the people most impacted by these hubs. Our families, which day in, day out are, of course, struggling with distance learning. It's one thing to hear from me how great these sites are. It's another thing to hear from our parents. Now, I'd like to introduce Shauna, who enrolled her daughter in the Community Hubs program in September. Welcome, Shauna.
Thank you, Mayor Bree. So my name is Shoshona Spine, and I am the mother of Brooklyn. She's a 4th grader, and she's been attending Youth First Hub since they opened. I want to say that because my baby was able to attend, life has been a little easier, very, very, very less stressful. I recently quit my job, and after they asked if Brooklyn would be attending, I applied at another job. So it all worked out for me. I feel like not only is she doing well in school, sending her there is not like a babysitting thing, and I feel safe. I feel like she's safe, and they're very caring. They're more like family than school.
Scramble with cheese, please.
Or after school program, or however you want to call them. I feel like it's more of a family thing, and I'm just leaving her with family for the day. As far as the COVID thing, they make sure everything is clean, it's safe. They wash before and after everything they do. I just appreciate whoever opened up these hubs. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, it was a struggle before. I'm a single parent, and once it opened, everything got a little easier for me, very easier. So thank you all, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Shauna. How old is Brooklyn?
Brooklyn's 9 years old. She's in the 4th grade, and she loves her staff.
Nice, nice. Well, thank you so much, and I'm glad she's doing so well.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have, we really want to highlight the work that Comcast has been doing through this pandemic. We've relied on support from our private partners to help with these community initiatives. Now I'd like to introduce Beth Hester, who's Comcast Vice President of External Affairs in California.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So great to be here. I think the word that many of us would use about this year is unprecedented, right? We've seen unprecedented challenges requiring new and creative solutions. In response to the some of the unprecedented challenges this year, I'm extremely proud of everything Comcast has done to support our employees, our customers, and of course, our communities. Last week, Comcast announced that we will continue to provide free internet service for 60 days for new Internet Essentials customers and free access to our more than 1.5 million public Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots through June of 2021. This continues our commitment that we first made in mid-March at the beginning of shelter in place. Comcast has been committed to closing the digital divide and creating digital equity for more than a decade, and we've really made some great strides. We have connected to the internet more than 8 million low-income individuals nationally, 1 million of whom are from the great state of California. We did this through our Internet Essentials program, which provides high-speed internet access at home to eligible low-income individuals and supports nonprofit partners to provide digital literacy skills. But there is still more we can and will do. During this decade-long journey, we have learned that it takes partnership to be successful. Madame Mayor, I thought your quote about the village is so apropos, and we are so grateful to be part of that village. We want to thank you, Mayor Breed, for your vision and your leadership to launch the community hubs, not only for connectivity, but for vital wraparound services to children and their families. Of the thousands of partners we work with nationwide, I could not be more proud to be here today with each of you. I'm extremely proud that Comcast Lift Zones is a key partner enabling the tremendous success of the community hubs in San Francisco. The 30+ locations we are supporting in the city is part of a larger commitment whereby Comcast will launch 1,000 Lift Zones nationally. But wait, there's more. We have exciting news to share about our continuing commitment to San Francisco. In addition to powering the community hub locations through our Comcast Lift Zone program, Comcast will donate $140,000 to give to SF, to support digital literacy training, food insecurity efforts during the pandemic and the holiday season, along with other services being offered at the community hubs. Comcast, as the mayor mentioned, will also provide 800 youth with laptop computers, which is theirs to keep, and free internet at home for a year through our Internet Essentials program. By providing free Wi-Fi access at the community hubs and combining that with our free laptops and free internet access at home, Comcast will help ensure that these youth can actively participate in classwork and complete assignments wherever they are. As a result, the children can receive the best possible education and be set up for a more equitable, prosperous future. The partnership with Mayor Breed, Director Sue, and the DCYF team, all the other city departments, the community-based organizations like the YMCA, Comcast has been successful because of the commitments we all have to ensuring we educate and empower San Francisco's students and their families. We so look forward to our continued partnership. Thank you so much, and back to you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Beth. And I hope Brooklyn will be getting one of those laptops and internet service so we can make sure she has all she needs to thrive in this city.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Comcast support has been instrumental for making sure our kids have access to internet at the hubs. And this new contribution of 800 laptops is great news. In addition to the huge contribution to Give to SF and all the work that they will continue to do. We really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you all again. You can tell that we are all really excited about the Community Hubs Initiative and what it means for families and students in San Francisco. It has been really a team effort, and it has shown what this city can do when we come together and focus on what's most important. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with everyone involved to ensure it remains a success in the new year, and that it can help inform the school district's ongoing work to get students back in the classroom. Now, at this time, I'll turn it over to Nubia, who will facilitate question and answer from the press.
Thank you, Mayor Breed, and everyone here for speaking with us about such an important program. My name is Nubia Mendoza with San Francisco's COVID Command Center, and I'm going to help facilitate some questions from the press. When ready, we have a question for Maria Su. Hi,
Right.
Maria. All right. We have a question from Ida from the San Francisco Examiner. Given higher intended capacity, how will the hubs expand outreach to fill the spots and ensure eligible families know about it?
Thank you for that question. So we are currently working with our school district to identify additional young people who would benefit from a spot in the hubs. We have planned to serve up to 3,000 children in total. So we still have more spots available in the hubs. And we're hoping to identify those young people and then enroll them. We have already worked with the school district in phase 2 of the learning hubs, where we were able to identify a number of young people and have already enrolled and registered them. We're also, of course, working with our community-based organizations. On a daily basis, our CBOs are identifying families who continue to need this additional support. And we will continue to expand as resources are available. But our commitment is to ensure that up to 3,000 children will have this opportunity by the end of the program.
All right, I think we're done with our questions. And again, thank you all so much for joining us. I know Shona's looking forward to making sure Brooklyn gets her new laptop and internet service, as well as so many of our kids that are well deserving of what Comcast is providing. So thank you all so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful holiday season. Take care.